I feel really bad not knowing your name.
What's in a name, Disney princesses? When it comes to yours, there's a lot. Some of you have the perfect name to fit your character.
I am Merida.
But others have totally confusing meanings. If you could change your name and lead a different life, would you? Or do you love being part of this famous group of royals?
That made you
A princess.
So many of the Disney princesses have names that are just perfect for their characters, but some Disney princesses have mysterious secret meanings behind their names. Keep watching to the end to discover which princess's name relates to a vegetable. Moana. We're starting with the most perfect pairing of character and name, and that's Moana. It means ocean, wide expanse of water, or deep sea, in Maori and Hawaiian, as well as in other Polynesian languages. Disney couldn't have picked a better name for this seafaring adventurer.
I am Moana of Motunui.
Anna and Elsa. When you think of this heroine from Frozen, you think of a forgiving sister.
I love you.
She showed compassion towards Elsa, even after Elsa harmed her as a child and left her as an adult. So it's totally fitting that her name means merciful, given that this character description is basically the definition of mercy. This Hebrew name also means gracious, too. Told you it was perfect. As for Elsa, her name has different meanings in different languages. As Frozen is set in a fictional version of Norway, we can look to this part of Northern Europe for the most relevant meaning. And in fellow Scandinavian country Sweden, Elsa means truth. That's the case in Spain and the US too. And Elsa's all about living her truth.
I never knew what I was capable of.
Belle. Some names have literal translations that are the perfect fit, and that's the case for the heroine of Beauty and the Beast. Belle is the French word for beautiful, and we all know that this movie is about the differences between what we look like on the outside versus what we're really like in the inside.
He's no monster, Gaston. You are.
Of course, in Belle's case, she was beautiful both inside and out. Merida. The heroine of Brave is a complex character, so it's fitting that her name has a complex meaning. It's the Latin form of Mary, which itself is derived from the Hebrew name Miriam. It's debatable what the name means. Some believe it means sea of bitterness, while some think it means rebellion.
I'll be shooting for my own hand.
Both of these definitions fit right in with Merida's character. She rebelled against her family and felt bitter against them too. Jasmine. In contrast, the Princess of Aladdin has a straightforward meaning behind her name. Jasmine is a type of climbing plant. It has fragrant flowers that are used in perfume, and it derives from a Persian word. Yep, that sounds just right for the sweet heroine from Agrabah.
Here you go.
Aurora. Keeping with that straightforward theme, the Princess of Sleeping Beauty also has a name with a clear definition. In fact, we're even told what her name means in the opening of her movie. The narrator explains,
They named her after the dawn, for she filled their lives with sunshine.
Ariel. There are certain Disney princesses' names that don't make much sense, and one of those is Ariel. It means Lion of God in Hebrew, and in the Old Testament, it's another name for the city of Jerusalem. We can only assume that the movie makers at Disney simply liked the name.
That's kind of pretty. Okay, Ariel.
As we can't find any link between The Little Mermaid and these meanings. Keep watching to find out which princess has a totally bizarre meaning behind her name. Mulan. Given that the movie Mulan takes inspiration from Hua Mulan of Chinese legend, there wasn't any room for invention with her name. But it is intriguing to learn that in Chinese, Mu means wood and Lan means orchid. Remember how Mulan's father talks about the blossoms being late to bloom?
Look, this one's late.
Perhaps the filmmakers wanted to bring in a subtle nod to the floral wood orchid definition with that touching scene. Pocahontas. Pocahontas is another Disney princess whose name was already in place. After all, Pocahontas really did exist, but that doesn't mean that the secret meaning behind her name doesn't totally suit her character in the Disney movie. Pocahontas means playful one in Powhatan, and she sure is playful. Remember when she flies down a waterfall? She's also not interested in marrying Kocoum because he's too serious for her playful nature.
Father, I think my dream is pointing me down another path.
Tiana. Perhaps Tiana's fate was already written in those stars she used to wish on. After all, she became a princess in the end by marrying Prince Naveen.
You just kissed yourself a princess.
And her name, which is of Russian and Latin origin, means princess. Amazing, right? Cinderella. Before she married a prince, Cinderella worked as a maid for her wicked stepmother. One of her tasks would have been to sweep away the ashes from the fireplace, so it's fitting that her name comes from the French word cendrillon, which means little lashes. As for her stepsisters, Drizella means spirited and cruel,
Mother, do you realize what you just said?
while Anastasia means reborn. Anyone who's seen Cinderella 2, Dreams Come True, knows that Anastasia does experience a rebirth. She learns the error of her ways and turns nice in the end. Rapunzel. We're finishing up with Rapunzel, and boy does she have a fascinating secret meaning behind her name.
I have to know what they are.
This German name comes from the vegetable rampion, which is like a lettuce. It's the generic name for a family of plants that have purple flowers. That's totally fitting given that Rapunzel wears purple. Is that just a coincidence, or do you think Disney chose that color for her on purpose? So that's a wrap on the secret meaning behind Disney princess names. Which is your favorite? Tell us in the comments. And make sure to subscribe to The Things for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.